Hey guys, May 4th, and welcome to the Spiritual Corner. My name is Prism, Peach Channel, Easy, whatever you want to call me. And I'm here to give you a quick reading. See what the fairies want you to know today. I'm not going to do any message cards. I'm going to go straight into the Fairy Oracle deck. We have the secret path, an irresistible pull down a distinct path. So you may be going through a bit of a transit, um, a new timeline. If you look here, she's kind of just wandering in the unknown. She has a flower in her hand. She's pretty much just enjoying the scenery, the area, and just living on it. Not expecting to go anywhere specific, but just hoping to find another adventure to get into. So that could be you. I'm going to start off with that. I'm going to go ahead and get some tarot to clarify. So, what's up with Secret Path? There is a Nine of Swords. That's usually about like standing your ground, a challenge ahead. So this could be a very challenging forward through this secret path, this unknown, distinct path. It could be at a distance, since for some reason I was guided to say that. What you got for my favorite challenge ahead? The moon, so it's something hidden, hidden challenge down this distinct path. It's the challenge. Interesting. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse, which usually has to do with illusions in the upright. So that's seeing something clear. Maybe the path is becoming more, as it's distinct as it is, it's becoming familiar to you. A fantasy escapism or diversion. So yeah, you could be, what I'm getting here is like this path is a gateway to fantasy. You're escaping using your imagination. Be pretty awesome. Really want to know exactly what's hidden in this path, but let's see if we can get clarification on that. Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, I'm actually not too familiar with since I never pulled that one. The Knight has a lot to do with risk-taking, action-oriented ambition. So this, what's hidden could be like it could be a hidden ambition of getting something that is as hidden as it is, it's something that is worth taking the risk. Let's see if we can get a little bit more clarification on that. Exactly, are we taking a risk, this hidden risk? Fantasy, or whatever it is, it doesn't seem like it has to do with a lot of the Five of Wands has a lot to do with energy, yeah, competition, diversity, rivalry. So avoiding conflict, there's a truce. And this truce involves what you've been building. The Pentacles has a lot to do with investments, good investments, taking time to build something up. The Eight of I believe it has to do with like a mental prison. Yeah, limiting restrictions in the upright, but this is in the reverse. So you're awakening, liberation, open to change. So you're almost, I like to use, or I like this version of it. You can see it in the position. It looks like she's bound by so many swords. In the reverse position, it's like she's letting go and allowing things to just kind of fall into place. I'm so sorry, it's not really focusing. Regardless of that, if you look here with Homegirl, she's kind of just looking up at the sky. Like this is the image of her. And she's not bound by this because she sees something beyond that's much more achievable. She's not bound by her mental person. If anything, she knows her circumstances, but it's not her focus. And that could be where that ending of a competition or that rivalry is coming from. She's almost just avoiding it entirely and focusing on other things going on, you know? And then we have the Three of Cups, and this has a lot to do with energy and like a celebration, a union of like friendship. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I'm close to what that means, but I just want to get a yeah, celebration, squad goals, community. So it's all about community here. And you could be investing, making a good investment in a new community. That's what I'm getting here from that pool. Of completion. Like letting go has caused you to come full circle, to almost liberate you to owning this distinct path. This path ends up becoming just your path. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I believe a lot to do with maturity, boredom. There it is. And so you could, what I'm getting here is through breaking this fantasy of you were standing your ground, you learned that the good investments, the, the community has become more than anything. Like there was a change, a switch in this community. Let's see why that is. Ace of Cups, and that's due to emotional expression. Ace of Cups has a lot to do with creativity, emotional expression, like I said, and free flowing. So maybe there is a difference in creative flow that is causing you to reevaluate exactly what you're investing in when it comes to this community. And it seems like this is what kicks off. Sure. You setting down your laying down your wand, you not being too worried about what is hidden and more focused on what could be ahead, letting go and finding completion in that. It's this emotional expression, this free flow. What caused this Knight of Cups, which has a lot to do with the emotions, romantic, emotional elation, adoration. So this could be a love of yours that comes you to, you know what? I think I'm welcome in a different community. Yeah, the Knight of Cups is to you. 'Cause it could be family, it could be platonic, it could be romantic. It doesn't have to necessarily be, ooh, ringing. I'm gonna, okay, you know what? has something to do with the world, which has a lot to do with a lot of people compare it to the World Wide Web, something being exposed to a high degree. You have to do with completion, once again, completion and balance. That's the next card that I pulled. Balance in this adoration, this romantic feeling, this emotional expression. It looks like we have some structure here that was created, and the structure within your emotional ex- like it's like you gained trying to figure out if this is a person or not, but if in reference to your emotional expression, it's like you gained within this journey, and it created structure, it created balance, it created completion of your achievements because you were able to see the sun again, and with that come out of your hermit mode because you could have been recently experiencing moments of introspection, and that caused you to detach and become more invested in yourself for a moment to just work some things out if you had to work some things out about this Three of Cups situation. So this, yeah, this could be a community here that um, you to kind of go inward and find a new sense of romance in life and in this journey that you're taking. And with that, you were able to drop a lot of temptations is what I'm getting from this, with fears, a lot of it only just became, like I said, it became your path. Think path is your path, nobody else's. It became just yours. And I think that's just so beautiful that instead of, relying on a sense of community, you were able to rely on yourself. And with that, move forward within your creative endeavors. So that's what I'm getting here. This is more of just a journey of self rather than focusing on a person or a community or family or anything like that. And this with decks, they're like doing it. Wonder what this temptation was. And what I'm getting here, the Two of Wands has a lot to do with balancing itself, but it also has to do with advancement, exploration, which we're kind of on that tip right here with the distinct path. New world is calling your name, and you're confidently stepping forward, ready to see what's next. There's an enticing path laid before you, and you have conceptualized a plan to take action and progress towards your bigger ambitions. Making decisions to leave the comfort of your home is not easy, but it can be necessary for personal growth. Because I'm getting here that this distinct path is you leaving your comfort zone. This is you leaving all of that that you thought was necessary to live life and finding your own path, your own life, through what you actually want, not what everybody's saying should be, not what society says it should be. You're going down a path of what you think life should be. And I think that in itself is just such a beautiful thing because it creates a lot more whimsy in your life. It how I think about it is a few years back, instead of and this what society has told me is life, started to think, well, you know what, I think if I change my perspective on what life is, it can really do me some good. And I started to, think of magic as, being something that's actually here, being able to manifest anything that I want, understanding that the universe has already given you what you need in life, but it's like up to you to actually go out and go grab it. Desire is truly important in this because desire motivates you to move forward. And if you have no desires, you don't have any motivation for that. Thus, nothing gets moving. And it seems like you are on the path of understanding that too, and not allowing others to tell you how life is going to go, because that's what happens. If you don't choose to go a certain route in life, people start to create life for you or create how your life is going to go, thus controlling your destiny, and then you never go anywhere. You stay stagnant. Well, congratulations. I am going to see, if there's any little bits of wisdom that I can give you during your journey here. Very simply, of our collective on this journey, any sense of advice needed for this? The Fool. So I'm getting, if you are free spirit to remain in that energy, um, understanding that, when we jump and we let go and detach from the BS, we become more focused on what we want. And we also focus on abilities. We're focused on making things possible. Anything can be created and then be manifest. Crazy. Priestess and the death card in reverse. Priestess, I don't get in reverse, but in the upright position has a lot to do with intuition, serenity, and divine goddess. So this is kind of like the card of like the feminine, the divine feminine. And in the reverse, it has a lot to do with disconnecting, neglect, and secrets. It can also be considered a like a dark practitioner, uh, witch, pretty much. Um, it could be read multiple ways. It could be saying to not allow those who speak over your life to dictate your next move. Could also be with the death card, not allowing people who speak over your life to create fear, uncertainty, and then stop you from actually, seeing some change or changing things in your life. So through this journey, if you do find yourself expressing your path, just letting everybody know, like, what you've learned, where you're going, what you're doing. You're going to get those naysayers. You're going to get those people that say you're not living life right or you do it this way. It's good to have um, people around to get other perspectives and receive other angles that you could go about a situation, but it should never overwrite how you want to do it, because we're all put on this earth to learn. How can you learn if you don't do anything? How can you learn from situations if you don't fall on your buns and pick yourself up? Because even through the moments that you're picking yourself up, you're learning more things and you're becoming more resilient. So, that's just me, just honing in on that with these two, and it going back to the free spirit, live your life like a free spirit. Be afraid to live on the edge a little bit. You always have the ego there for you. And with ego, it teaches you to be reckless, but it shouldn't be something that hinders you and stagnates you. I'm going to pull a little fairy whisper card, my box here, so then the fairies can give you just a little lighthearted message, something that you need to know. Or they might be even calling out to you to hang out in nature to, get to know them. We have nature's messengers. We send you a butterfly. Sure sign you're with you. So, like I said, you might want to go outside and look for those butterflies. Not even look for them, just go outside. A lot of the times they end up popping up in front of you. We often cannot be seen due to our different vibrations. So step into nature, come closer, and the answer you desire will be yours. I literally just said that. And with this card here, the fairy oracle card being, this woman knee deep in nature. She is in the forest, that is like just double confirmation. So you might need to be outside for a little bit, sit in silence, or my little, instrument, play some music, even listen to some music while you look out into nature, hear the birds chirp, turn it down to where you can hear the birds chirp, see those butterflies and get those messages. I've listened to my channel before, but I don't know because I had to delete my first channel. But standing out in the light and receiving light codes can really change the paths that you go on because messages are in the sky, messages are in the clouds. It's in, numbers, synchronicities, if you're uh, in your spiritual journey for at least, a while now, you know that these synchronicities are real. And this is just really a call to step out into silence or into nature in itself and see what the universe is trying to tell you. It could also lead you to, go down this distinct path and make it yours even faster than it was when you started to go down this journey. Yeah. Make sure that you're investing in the right things, the right people, and in yourself, making sure that you're tapping into your emotions. Introspection is really, really key when you're going down your spiritual journey. You want to make sure that you're always looking inward as well as looking outward. Um, but inward is really what matters because if we don't fix ourselves, then how can the world change? We can't fix people because we don't own people's free will. Free will is actually a gift from the universe itself. So we need to make sure that we're using that free will wisely and are applying, you know, a lot of mm, like intention in everything that we do. Resonate with you. I hope this helped. And happy July. And if you're going down this path and you find yourself in a rut today, please take the day off. You don't need to focus on your journey all the time. And this is a day to celebrate yourself, especially if you're out there independent and you've been working really, really hard. You deserve to feel like you're accomplishing something. And honestly, it's looking like you are. So I'll see you next time.